Okay, good morning. It's Nikos here. Can you all hear me? Can you all see the chat also? Great. It's a small group today, morning session. Yesterday the group was much bigger, right? So I guess some people like the evening session or they have more time, but it's okay. I just want to start with the USD today because we have what we said yesterday. Remember what happened is the price reached the high of this resistance wedge here, the highs. Okay, let me zoom in. As you can see here, we have a touch again. Of course, if you do it like this, then the wedge is getting bigger, but we don't have the most touches in this area. We actually have the most touches if we slide across here, right? Then we have one almost touch here, 1 2 3 4 5 6, and that is just a spike. So, and that was also the line that gave the most bounces down here and up there. So that's the line we are going to use. And on the daily chart, the price reached this line, and yesterday we had in the evening or at night almost some news release, and the price actually went from down here to up there about 40 pips, hit the resistance, and then right now it's retracing here. Yeah, it's not like it broke the line and then came back. It just touched it a little bit, but we had already our first 4-hourly red candle. And what would that mean? If we like bounce trading, that's a good example, a live example for new bounce trade. Yeah, we had this live, we had that live, I think, this one here. Now we have another one. What does it mean? What could it mean? Exactly, right? It could mean that the price wants to retrace now back to here, and that was the close of the candle, and according to the basic rules, in a range, in this case a wedge in the range, the price had a sell entry down here with a stop, of course, over there about, I would say that's about 15 pips above. Then we have a stop of about 50 pips, and then what we could do is we could target the lows down here, which is about 100 pips. That's 2 times the stop. It's a good deal, at least in theory, right? Now, as I said last time, we had touches also in this area by drawing the wedge a little bit smaller, but those didn't work out. The price had to reach the highs first, and then it worked out again. So okay, at the highs, that's where we want to try. And if it's not working, let's say in case the price decides to move up again, but then spikes and goes down, another red candle, then we try it again. Okay, but we only try twice. We don't try it a million times. If it doesn't work the first, for some reason, usually it does, we try it another time if it makes sense, like here, you know, spike, price goes down, so it was a false break, then we try it again. Here the same, it touched, we take. Here of course a different situation because it didn't really touch, here it did. So it looks good. Okay, the wedge is getting smaller. That is one thing that's not that perfect, but it went up straight, and now it looks like it might also retrace. So why not trying a bounce trade here, a low risk trade? And right now, because that candle closed already, but right now we have actually a better price. Even if we just enter right now, we could try it again. And also you can also do, of course, the second thing. You could go to your 1 hourly chart and look for a lower high if you don't like the red candle signal, and that would work like this. You need, because here you see you still have long 1 2 3s, and here again, so what you actually need, instead of only a red candle, what you want to see is a lower high. So the price should go to somewhere here, more or less, as long as we have a lower highs, and then actually give you a 2 to 3 line breakdown. That would be a 1 hourly signal. You can also do it with a cross of the 12 and the 36 below here. So that would be the more aggressive one. That would be the more conservative one. If you want to combine bounce trading with basic 1 2 3 rules, Spartan rules. Okay. Zan has a question: should I exit the bonus lot or just wait for another one, 4 hour 1 2 3? So you remind me, you are long, you took the bounce long here on the 4 hourly, right? It was a bounce trade, higher low, higher high and higher low, or something like that. Okay, so right now you have 2 lots of, I would it really depends on what you want to do. Look, if you like the bounce trades, you have to actually come out of the long and take the short, right? If that's in your plan. If not, you can also hedge it up and say, okay, I have still the bonus lot, the long bonus lot, but I also see the bounce signal. So yes, I'm long, but I could also go short, bounce trading, okay? And if the price really moves lower and it gives me that lower high and everything, I then get rid of the long positions and leave the shorts. There we go. And in case the short does not work out and it moves up, if you get really a break off here, you of course get rid of the shorts and then leave the remaining lot open, long open. So you have again a win-win situation. Do you understand what I mean? Just make sure you have a small position, like you could size it, the same position you have long, you could take now short. But if you like, if you think it's going down because you like bounce trading a lot, you can also open normally 3 positions, and in case it's not going down, you take a small loss on the shorts, but then your remaining long continues to make profits. Okay, so try, yeah, it makes sense that you want to keep the long open in case the resistance breaks, right? In case resistance breaks, you might get a big swing long trade. So hedge it up with a small position. You actually don't make more in case it's going down, right? If you have it like the same size of the long, or make it a little bit bigger, and in case it's going down, you make more profits. But in case it goes up, you just get rid of the short and keep the longs. And then the long continues to make profit. With other words, you're kind of right now locking in profits. If you do it with the same size, like if the short is as big as the last remaining long position. Yeah, try it out. It's a good exercise, and it's live, so we'll do it. So for everybody else, okay, the longs are here now. This is a short. Just imagine we don't have any longs, nothing. That is just a bounce short signal. So yes, we know it's getting smaller, this wedge. Let me zoom in. It's getting smaller here, but it is a signal on the 4 hourly because we got it live. What are we going to do? We practice it and take it. So we go here. We just take one lot. We can then manage it manually. What you want to do is probably take 2 lots at least, or 3, stop over here, and targets, of course, 1-to-1 and the lows of the range for the remaining. So we sell, and I put the stop in later on. Don't have to do it right now. Okay, and the stop goes here, right? Don't forget that. Perfect. That's it. Let's look at something else. Let's start with the euro. Any questions about this bounce trade? Nothing? Everybody's okay? Great. Okay, the euro US dollar. As we said, yeah, yesterday it was retracing, but it didn't really go anywhere. So yeah, it's still there. It looks like it wants to retrace a little bit more. Let me see on the 4-hourly chart how it looks. We get the lower highs, the lower lows. It's spiked here, but you see it's slow, and as I said, I don't like it much if I don't get my nice retracement back to here. I mean, in terms of new setups, new trades, I want the retracement, a good retracement, and then we can talk about new longs to target 140 again. Yeah, it didn't change anything here. Now the 12 is still, if you look at it, still holding. If you just compare to previous retracements and breaks and everything, but on the 4-hour it's below the 36, so it doesn't make any sense to look for longs here. We have to see that break of the 36 up, and then it will also change. It will look differently on the daily chart. Then we can start looking for longs. Otherwise, retracement in between here, I don't touch it. It's too close to support. Okay, it's too close. Now, Australian dollar, US dollar, it hit the 36 EMA. We also have a line lower here. Why did we draw this line? Because it was the previous retracement, only one red candle, but it's the only thing we got. Everything else, if you draw the line like this, it already broke that. Okay, so the existing support line connecting a 1, 2, 3 like this would be that, and that is getting close. Yeah, as I said, as you know, you can hear the spikes and here's the body, so you can actually draw the line as you like, and at that point it will touch it here. So that's why we need actually 3 touches, so we don't have to play around with our line like this. Okay, you could draw it like this. It means price has to move down another 50 pips. You can draw it like this, and there it touched already. So that's why it's so important that you get the 3 touches. Now that we have 3 touches, we have to draw the line like this. And if we get a bounce, great. Then we know what to do. Swing long trade. The daily long traders are in still. Everybody else is out. Managing this on the 4-hourly chart, that was a good, powerful trade, and it could, of course, continue. The only problem is, as I said, we need to wait for that green candle, and the reason for that is the weekly chart. Let me do it like this. This is a big short 1, 2, 3. Price bounced on major previous support, now acting as resistance. The 200 EMA. Everything is just very, very close, and it looks like a red candle. If I get rid of the lines, you'll see we still have a day today and tomorrow, right? So now it's red. This still can change to green. It's a weekly chart. And then, of course, we still need the 2 to 3 line break to ensure shorts. Okay, NFP tomorrow again. Yeah, it was late this time. Also, so it's a good okay, then you have to wait, of course, but as maybe you get some setups intraday wise. That's something else. But look at this 1, 2, 3, very, very important 2 to 3 line break, still holding on the daily chart. That's your 2 to 3 line break, and right now, as I said, it's support, and you cannot do much. You can only wait here, and hopefully it's going up again. Then the day swing along continues to make profits. I have this trade on the daily chart, as you know, and that's why I have a position still running. I just like to see what happens here on the daily. I would really like to see the price going up again. Watch closely here. Now on the 4-hourly chart, you see it's playing around on the 200 and touch on the 633. So we have maybe a bounce there. Of course, on these time frames, everything is still short, but because of the touch of major support, it makes sense if the price starts tracing back at least to the 36 or ideally breaks this. Now on the 1 hourly, you see the spike here caused by news, and now it looks like it wants to go up. So intraday traders probably like to look for some long trades very, very soon. Just kind of not ignoring the resistance, but knowing that we have a bounce or major support, and aggressively maybe looking. Here's the 633. If the 633 breaks a 1, 2, 3 setup over there, it probably bounce on resistance. But if you get a 1, 2, 3 and you have a little bit of support, you can use it as a nice excuse, or reason. Excuse is not a nice word here, to take along aggressively because of the bounce on the 4-hourly chart. It's against the 4-hourly trend, but it is still with the daily trend because it's major support. And that was a big retracement. Do you all understand that? Why longs make sense even aggressively? Because we have a daily 1, 2, 3 and price hit support. Very, very important to remember these things. Okay, so if we don't have NFP tomorrow, don't worry about it. Yeah, we had it like 2 weeks ago, right? So yeah, look for the longs there. USD CHF still short. This is a daily chart. Okay, it might retrace back to here, but ideally fails and then moves lower. We don't have to. It's the opposite of the euro US dollar. You know the targets where they are down here in case it really moves lower. If it breaks up, okay, then we have to start look for longs if the setups are okay. There's not much to say here right now. GBP CHF still ranging down there. A little bit support coming from all these areas, of course. Lower highs, lower lows. This is our line. So all the bounce traders, the short bounce traders, should be still short. Nothing to worry about right now. This is what we're waiting for to confirm the continuation there. As I said, USD, yeah, we did cover that already. You see it's moving a little bit our way. Made 5 pips. Let's close the whole position. No, I'm just kidding, of course, right? We just have to wait. Hopefully it breaks support, and then our target is down here. So don't watch it too much. GBP US dollar. Cable, as we said, remember yesterday we have all these lines, too much resistance and not worth looking for new setups here right now. It is on support. It did not break the 36. Look, we have 3 candles, daily candles sitting on the 36 EMA. That means we have to wait. Even if we go down, it does not mean much. We still have trouble on the 200 EMA. It might bounce. It's also the first touch after a bigger move. Remember, same story. It might move up. yeah, even if it breaks a little bit, it doesn't mean much. It's still holding. Yeah, this low is still higher than this one. And here you have major resistance. And as I said yesterday, if that's not really breaking, it's only intraday traders could try bounces and go long. But I don't like that the price is so close and squeezed between 1.63 and 60 here. So only if we get a green candle and we get maybe some 1 hourly setups, we could try the longs. Yeah, we could try the longs, but then make sure it really breaks 163. Otherwise you have to manage the existing positions there. Nothing changed since yesterday, of course. GBP JPY, I won't even discuss this chart anymore. It's boring to say the same things, right? Here, look at that, 163. That is still the same resistance, exactly. Yeah, who said it last time? It's like a zombie, it's dead but still moving, something like this. And we have the same story on the euro yen. Here it looked like at least we had another 1 2 3, and if we get another one and it really comes back down to here in this area, we can talk about it and see if we might get a new entry. Other than that, it's really both pairs are sleeping deep. So yes, look at it, take a look at those pairs, the euro yen and GBP JPY, because they usually move, but right now nothing is going on. So we really need to see what happens if they reach major resistance. About the Dow, yesterday, again, here we have a live example. Right now it's happening. Remember when we had the bounces on support, we also talked about that in the bounce trading seminar. Here, down here, if the price moved up, right? So if the price bounces here again, it looks like it did it already once, and it's closing this candle here, then we actually have a daily chart bounce trade entry, a short entry. Can you all see that? Yeah, we got this one live, we got this one live, and now we get another one in this area. So here it didn't touch it exactly. Like it stopped a little bit. Ideally, the best thing is always if you draw a line between the, here of course there you cannot do it between the peaks and bodies because you don't get the 3 touches. Somewhere here, let me delete the line, let me draw it again. Somewhere here, if you look at this, you have touches there, and in this case you can draw the line like that, and then it would be up there. It means you still have room, okay? But because here it's touching the high, and here in between, and here the body, so it's probably not the best way to draw the line. It's better to do it like this. Yeah, and if you can also take the highest point and do it like this, and then you have your touch on here. Okay, so because this with a trend line is always funny if the price is not really breaking this area and then giving you this false break spike. So in this case, you know that you have actually resistance between here and somewhere here. So what you do, you can draw the line like this, but you know that you can also, you kind of also have it a little bit higher. The same down here, right? You have the touches down here, but you also create a zone of resistance that makes it easier, and then you get used to draw lines correctly. You can do it like this, as I said, and then like this, a little bit higher because of the spikes and everything. Okay, that means that ideally, like here and here, we would like to see the price spiking a little bit and then coming back and then giving us the red candle like usually. But okay, it touched and we have a red candle. That candle is not closed yet. Yeah, we have like what, 12, 14 hours to go. But it's a good start. So if that is closing red today, it is a daily bounce short trade. Okay. If not, if it goes up and it's changing to green, or this candle is red but it's closing higher than it opened, then of course that's not a short bounce setup anymore. So you have to wait for this red candle to close. This is the one way. The second way is to look for lower high and a lower high on the lower time frame. That would be the 4-hourly chart. And because the price is bouncing on the 36 all the time, okay, it's probably bouncing again. So what you need is this and then that. Correct? Then you have a confirmation, or you can even do this on the 1-hourly chart below here. Then you combine actually the bounce trading scenario with your Spartan 1, 2, 3. Simple as that. Okay, great. So I'm looking for this actually, and I will take this as well as the USD yen, and hopefully price is bouncing on the Australian dollar, US dollar. And if it looks good, I might reinstate the long as well. It depends on how it will look. Maybe tomorrow it looks better, or maybe later on today, who knows. Okay, what else do we have? Euro Australian dollar, as we said, the retracement price has to come back. We still have this range here, right? Look at this resistance here, support, resistance. And this is also kind of a channel actually down here. Also, if you look, you have a lot of touches down here coming from all these bounces here. The price is bouncing in this area, and down here you also have previous highs. So this whole area between here and here, because we don't have a clear direction anymore, it's a range. Because of this red this green candle which is pointing down, if that's closing red, it might also move lower. This is not a range like on the other charts. It's not that clear, so I wouldn't just bounce trade this. We need a clear 36 EMA break, lower high, lower low, at least on the 1-hourly to go for short. So this is not a favorite pair right now, for me at least. The Aussie CAD, remember what we said yesterday, if the price retraces a bounce there, here's the 633, ideally retracement back to here, because it's still a big weekly 1, 2, 3. Price is over the 36, so it's not the best thing for shorts. Longs are still in play, and as long as all this is holding, we cannot do anything else. The only scenario is that the price bounces after the touch here on the 36, and if we get a big red candle, then remember the daily chart, you could try new shorts to target support here, but it's only 100 pips away, so you have to make sure you don't have a big stop. Maybe you want to even do that on the 1-hourly chart. GBP Canadian dollar, look at this. It's a big weekly chart. Yes, some of you are long here, swing longs, powerful longs. It looks like a big trend change, and as long as you get your 1, 2, 3s, higher highs, higher lows. Okay, now there's nothing for us right now. We need to see what the price does. Will it bounce at the 12 or the 36? If it bounces on the 36, then we start looking again for new trades. Otherwise, we don't want to touch this. Got some emails, some questions about this pair, so that's really simple. There's not much to think about here. Nothing changed on gold. It's still bouncing there, moving lower. We have this range in this actually big trend on the weekly chart, but the price did not create lower points yet. It didn't create higher points, so it's in between. That's why on the daily chart, on the lower time frames, it looks like a messy range. It's not a clear range. We have higher points, we have some lower points. Here we have a low, and it's not really great looking. So if we don't get a new setup over here, ideally it bounce on here or a setup below here. I'm not interested in gold right now. I don't know what you think, but I have seen situations like these many times. So if I see a chart like this, especially on gold, I leave it alone. Okay. USD Canadian dollar. It's not my favorite pair, as you know. Now on the weekly chart, it didn't do me any bad or harm, or as I said, I had an option trade like many years ago, and it made a lot of profits, but I just don't like the behavior of this pair. It's just not my thing. Yes, touch is there, and now as you can see on the weekly chart, we also have touches up there, so that's a wedge. And on the daily chart, it looks like this, so that's why I want to discuss this. I mean, it looks good. If in terms of bounces, it looks good, right? So if the price bounces on resistance, then we get the red candle or the 4-hourly lower high, then I would go for the short and target it. Yes, I will take this trade if we get a signal. If it doesn't work out, it's Gail's fault. She got me into watching the USD Canadian dollar again. So if we get a red candle here, exactly. Exactly. So if that's giving us a good setup, we take it. Hey Andrew, don't forget to send over your results and trades. If you like to share it, then I'll post it. People would love to see that. I got like 1 million emails yesterday asking me about that. Okay. Yes, here is the red candle on the 4-hourly chart. Is still a higher point, of course, on the chart. It would be great. Okay, great, Andrew. Yeah. If we could get a lower high on the 4-hourly chart, and then this. Otherwise, a daily red candle will do as well, as long as it's not too big. And then we can target these lows, of course, where we have a lot of touches, or the line coming from here. You can also, of course, as I said, draw 2 lines, then you get the zone of support in this area. Really simple. Okay, it looks like this. So keep an eye on this one as well. So we have like a couple of pairs to watch, and hopefully we get some signals there soon. Aussie New Zealand dollar, it does not look that great, right? It's a big 1, 2, 3, but it's spike, it's all over the place. Is not what we actually it's not what we call a nice chart, right? Look, also we have previous touches, resistance here, resistance there. Yes, it looks long, but ideally, because we have touches down here, we would like to see a nice retracement back to here. Then that would clean the picture of this chart a lot, right? So sometimes you see that, you say, okay, it looks good on this daily chart, but all the other charts look creepy. And then you just don't look at the other charts and wait for the higher time frame to show you what you are looking for. And if it doesn't do it, then you just keep away and trade something else. It's the little secret that you have to remind yourself always. The chart has, or the price has to do what you want to see, what you expect. If it's not doing it, you are not interested in the deal. It's not a good trade, it's not good business. You leave it alone. Okay, these are actually, that's about it. It's already more than I'm watching, that I'm looking at. I just analyzed all these pairs because I got some questions yesterday and you asked me for some of these pairs, so that's why we also analyze those. Okay, so you have to watch out for your bounce trades. The daily bounce, I mean the daily 1, 2, 3, maybe on the Australian dollar, US dollar. We have the USD yen short here. It's already working, but of course it's early. It could also bounce on the 200 or the line and then move up, but it is a bounce short live setup we took here. Hopefully make some nice pips. First target would be in the middle of the range, like usually, about one. If you look, it's like a 40 to 50 pip stop, right? So we would go for about 40, 50 pips, and then we target the lows here. So that's one. I took that personally already when it closed earlier. So actually we got a better entry than I got down here, like by 5 or 6 pips. It's not much, but yeah, why not? Now we have, as we said, Euro Yen, GBP, JPY, all these pairs are not great right now. Then we have the Dow bounce trade that we have to wait and look for, waiting for this red candle. And I didn't like this much. If you like this, I won't trade it. I just don't like it here against the main trend. It's just not, targets are too small. I just don't like it, you know. But of course, if it's on your plan, it's a nice setup. If you get the signal, you can take it. Here we need a 1, 2, 3, so there's nothing right now. And then the USD Canadian dollar. So we have 3, 4 things to watch, and one trade to manage, and another 3 maybe tonight or maybe tomorrow at some point. Okay, so I think it's great. We have a lot of new setups in making that we can trade in. Even if it's not on your watch list or those pairs, take them on a demo so you can practice something. Okay, it usually, if you do it correctly, works out fine. If not, you manage it and then you go for the next setup. Do we have any other questions about any other pair? I think we covered most of it already, right? As I said, next week I'm trying to schedule a Renko bar trading day, like probably 2 sessions of 1.5 hours. Not too big, not like last time, it was too much. I will send out emails for this, okay? And yeah, remember, tomorrow maybe we get some setups today or tomorrow. Otherwise, have a wonderful weekend, and I'll catch up with you next week. If you have some charts you want to send over and the pairs, or have questions, don't forget to send me an email. Okay, great. So thank you very much, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now.